Welcome to the AI for Interior Designers podcast, where creativity meets cutting edge technology. In each episode, we dive deep into the world of artificial intelligence and explore how it's revolutionizing the interior design industry. From AI powered design tools to the latest trends and innovations, we've got you covered. So plug in, relax, and let's embark on this exciting journey together. Welcome to AI for Interior Designers podcast. P.S. This intro was written by and voiced by AI to sound like your host, Jenna Gaidusek.
Welcome back for episode 73 of the AI for Interior Designers podcast. I'm your host, Jenna Gaidusek. And today I'm going to tell you about what I'm doing this summer. And I want you to join me. Hopefully you will. But before that, we got to catch up because it's been a little while since I've finally had the time to sit down and record. I have been everywhere this year, and I needed to take a little bit of time to regroup and spend time with my kids. Because if you didn't know, I have two younger kids. One is about to start kindergarten. I can't even believe it. He's 4, and a 9-year-old. So end of school year. And it is coming fast. It ends in 2 weeks here in South Carolina. So summer's going to be here before we know it. And I'm just trying to get all my ducks in a row and honestly just catch my breath. So I'm not running from one thing in my day to the next thing. I feel like I just have not been able to catch my breath. I don't know the last time. I really don't even know the last time. I think it was probably almost 2 years ago. Is when I remember actually sitting down and being like, okay, this is calm. I can breathe, I can think, it's just been go, go, go. And I love it. But I had to step back because just for a little bit, just for a couple weeks without literally leaving my house every 3 days. I think for April, I was home for maybe 10 days total, which not complaining. I absolutely love what I do, but I have kids and I miss them. So it's been nice to do that. Also, AI changes so fast. And if you've been listening to any of this or attended anything that I do not give the same presentation twice because everything's different. Literally from 1 hour to the next, everything is different. Well, not everything, but things change enough that there's always something to report on. So I not only have to see what's up, see what's coming, but then go learn it so that I can teach it to you. In it's not like I'm learning something that is training material on it. I am the training material. So basically, I'm taking concepts that are I don't have a tech degree, okay? I've been in this industry now for over 10 years with my first company that I sold, which was eDesign Tribe, a rendering software that I adapted, and another program that basically helped to take all of your affiliate links and be able to embed them into your website from anywhere that they were so that you could have a shopping list directly into your site when you do a render or something like that. So that was acquired by my Doma Studio in 2021-22 time. And after that, I got to learn and I got to teach and I got to see what else is out there. And cut to the end of 2023, I started teaching this. And the first class was with Midjourney. And here we are now. It's just wild to see how far we have come and how much is still coming. And the world is going to change so fast and be so different, not only for my kids when they're out of school, but also for the next 5 years. Things are happening in this world that are changing everything. And AI is obviously a huge contributor to that, but it's not the only thing that is making this world crazy. So I try to focus on what I see as, we'll say, stable AI, or at least practices that help you to be able to take your ideas and take whatever it is that you want to do or learn or improve using AI technology and be able to go from one model to another model if anything in the landscape shifts or changes. A good example of that is, I've used ChatGPT for a very long time. I couldn't even tell you when I first started using it, probably late 2022, I'd say. Maybe early 2023. I'd have to go back and see when I actually logged in for that. But I don't use it anymore, and I haven't for, I think, 3 months now. I'd have to double check when I said it on my Instagram, made it Instagram official, but, I haven't even logged into it since then, and I know that there's better images than you can create with Nano Banana 2 using ChatGPT's image, but for me, I don't feel comfortable with some of the things that I know about that company and the people that are running it to ever want to teach others that this is the right way or this is, like this is how you should definitely do it. Like I don't like to lock down on a program for that reason because the people that own these programs or are running these companies, they're slippery and I don't trust their motives one bit. And because of that, I have no loyalty to any program. And I want you to find the program that works best for you, but only for the goals that you're trying to accomplish. Like what tasks are you trying to accomplish? What bottlenecks do you have in your company right now that you think AI might be able to help just smooth out the edges and like be able to move on from something that is so monotonous and time consuming in your day, but maybe AI can do in 2 minutes, like that's why I love what I do because not only does it change every day, it's always going to, like, if there's one thing that you could always count on is that AI and technology is always going to be changing. And because of that, I always look for what's next. Like what do we do if this happens? Where do we go? What tools are we doing? What operations are we going to evolve into? As what I do in the way that I use AI is how tech people use AI and not how necessarily the interior design industry uses technology and AI. So, what that means is basically like I don't typically go to the traditional, like, just chat thread and put a prompt in. Like, I know it sounds so silly because it's like, well, what else would you do? I typically will try to build like a branded app using the technology for that task that I'm trying to accomplish, or even better, a dashboard for myself that basically is pulling in information from a spreadsheet. Like I love spreadsheets to an extent. I love making them. I love color coordinating them, but then I never want to look at it again after I make it. However, I love pretty interfaces. And that's where I would go and I would literally take a spreadsheet or my calendar or, things like that where I will pull in the information and I will make it a beautiful branded like dashboard. And I haven't really showed anybody these because typically when I'm making them, it's like my personal information that I like, need for my business. And there's a lot of sensitive stuff. Well, not sensitive enough that I'm not putting it, in AI, but there's business things in there that I just wouldn't want to share with you. So that's why I keep them kind of close to the vest because they're my operations. And so some people feel entitled to know all my operations. You should see some of these emails that I get. Um, I don't owe that to you. I teach what I teach, and I would gladly teach you how to make one with your information, but I don't have that to just show to people. So when I teach and when I learn AI and technology, a lot of the things and the tools that are coming out every single day, a lot of things that I'm doing is messing it up. Like I break stuff constantly because if I don't, then how would I fix it? How would I know how to fix it for myself? So I'll look at documentation and I have been, like for the past 2 years teaching myself how to code and like watching everything that I can possibly learn about it and then doing. And it's been 2 years now since I've been starting that. And that's been a whole kind of fun little side hobby. But typically when I'm learning something that I want to teach to you, I am not looking at information. Like I'm not looking at how anybody else used this, especially in our industry, because I don't ever want to feel that I subliminally, accidentally absorbed somebody else's methodology behind using a tool or their systems or something like that, and then like reinterpreted it in my own way. I always want to be an original, and I've always thought that way. And this is why I block people that are we'll say competitors online. And I always have. It's not because I don't like that person. It's just simply because I don't want to see what you're doing and then accidentally make it look like I copied you. And I can tell you right now that I know a lot of people are doing that to me. So I see you, I know, but also I am so far beyond where you are when you copy me right now that it's okay. It's all right. Like it's not all right, but you know what I mean. I'm beyond that at this point. Like you're looking at something that I did like 3 steps before. Okay. So for that reason, I am constantly learning. I'm constantly teaching. I am constantly breaking. And that's kind of one of the beautiful things about technology. And I also think it's one of the biggest things that scare people is that they're like, oh, I'm going to break it. Yeah, good. We all break it. That is how we learn how to not do that again or how to fix it. Right. You cannot break it, okay? You really cannot break it. You can lose things. I lose things constantly, especially with all the different chat threads and everything that I have. I'm like, where did I put that? So my mind goes a mile a minute, and I am trying to make sure that I am organizing, backing up, consolidating, learning, and improving constantly. And so, with that being said, I have spent almost the past 3 years doing that. And because of that, I have explored so many different technologies and processes and organizational systems. And it's become to a point where I need to smooth it out. Okay. There are things in what I do that I would love to do better. I would love to be able to answer an email the same day, but I can't even get to my inbox because I'm either on meetings or I'm with my family and I'm like not trying to be on my inbox, or I am like so deep in what I'm doing with my clients that I have to finish these projects first. And then everything else I can have bandwidth for after. But if I don't do these things and finish them, then I can't take on because my plate is full. So I am wrapping things up. I am taking this month and this summer, honestly, to evolve everything that I've been creating and pull all these loose ends together because I know you know that I have them. I'm not gonna sugarcoat that. Like I experiment so much that it has I'm just being harsh and honest with myself. It's become to a point where I need to now say, okay, this is how I'm going to do it. Now that I've explored all the options, which is typically how when I run a program, I'm typically like testing something. I'm always testing something new if I have a new class or if I have what I'm going to talk about today, field day, or any other event. Like I do something and I might set it up in a different system or a different pathway. And I do that because I want to be able to teach a diverse amount of people that use different programs how to do it nitty gritty. Like I set up my systems to the detail. Like I do all of the processes myself and then I will teach somebody on my team how to do it after once I feel like I understand enough and it's stable enough that it's not going to change every 3 days, which is also the problem. Then I will bring other people in and say, okay, this is how I want it done. But I have to do it first in order for me to know what it is, if it serves me well, and if it's something that I'm going to keep, like teach, implement in other people's businesses, or if it's not for me. And because of that, I have a lot of just stuff that's not connecting in the way that I want it to with my programs. So I've been spending some time with the team this week in a mind map that I hand drew and like really cleaning up everything and consolidating and, just building out the AI app, the social club and all that stuff, because that's where everything eventually will live. And that's been my goal for the past 2 years, but the tech has not been there. And it's just like, it's been frustrating because as a designer, I know what I want it to look like and how I want the programs that I'm creating and apps that I'm building to feel like and like the operations behind it. But until literally like a month ago, it wasn't. And I was trying to force things to happen inside of the apps that I was building that it just couldn't handle at that point because I am ahead of these things. You know what I mean? Like I see where I the need is and I try and implement that, but the tech hasn't necessarily been available to do those things quite yet until recently. Claude honestly has changed a lot in my business for that reason. And I can't say enough great things about it. And Claude, I have come back to since ditching ChatGPT. I still use Gemini because I am a Google user and also it creates beautiful video and images. That is typically what powers a lot of my apps, both of those 2. So either the, power of Claude or the power of Gemini or together. I put them into dashboards and databases and things that I build for clients as well. So I want everybody to experience Claude. And I think that once you do, you and I are going to have some, okay, how late did you stay up working on this type conversations because it is addicting. And if you are somebody that chases dopamine, AI is probably like your best drug right now because it's almost like a gamble where it's like, what am I going to get? Like, what visuals am I going to get? What do I get when I put in this prompt to build this app? Like, what's it going to look like? How's it going to function? I know what I have a idea it'll do, but what's it actually going to do? And that is kind of like a dopamine hit every time because it's this like slot machine of, okay, I'm gonna prompt this and then we're gonna see what happens. And so for that reason, I think a lot of us stay up pretty late and have these conversations and maybe just me. Okay, maybe just me. But I'm planning. I'm always planning. Like my husband wants to do he's got this great business idea and I was like, "Well, have you researched it? Have you like looked at all of the laws? Have you looked at a location for it? Have you looked at, what you would want to do for inventory and marketing and then events?" And he's like, "No, I literally just had this idea like an hour ago." And I was like, "Okay, I'm going to do it." So he's like, "Of course you are." But he reads novels all week. Like that's his favorite thing to do. He loves reading, he loves history. I love research and I love technology and I love computer stuff. So it looks like I'm always working, but half the time I am like just messing around and I am just learning something, exploring something new. It just happens to be on a device, unfortunately. And I wish it wasn't because I don't want to be locked into a screen. I don't. Like, I spend weekends not on social media, not doing work stuff. Like, I watch historical documentaries on the weekend while I clean my house. Like, what a lame thing for me to say out loud, but like, that is what I enjoy doing. And trash TV. I only have like 1 or 2 shows. 90 Day Fiance. I don't know. I just love the show. It's stupid. But I watch that and then I watch historical documentaries about anything I can possibly learn and true crime. So that is where I detox from my screen. But for him, it's reading. So everybody's got their thing. I literally cannot read books. Like, I know that sounds so stupid. I cannot follow the page to, like, read the words on a book. It's, like, always been an issue. That and I'm a extremely slow reader. So I'm just not good at it. And so that's why I've always gravitated towards the tech and all these other, like, just more hands-on things because of the way that my brain works is just a little bit more, I guess, abstract than, very analytical and text driven. I don't know. I don't know. That's just what I do. But anyway, I'm going to tell you what I'm doing this summer because I want you to join me for this. So, as you may know, every quarter, I now have the AI certificate program. And right now we are in Q2. So, enrollment is closed because this is a close knit, I keep a certain group together for the core classes over the course of 3 weeks. It is IDCEC approved for some of these classes, the ones that I can, and the ones that aren't going to change dramatically from month to month. With those, I will, and I have been getting them CEU certified. You can take those classes as a certificate member only if you have registered for the annual or for just the one semester. In the certificate program, it runs quarterly. And I do close it so that once we have enrollment, whether you are annual or just for like Q2, which is going on right now, it's always going to be the same people in our core classes. So today, as I shoot this, we are literally right in the middle of Q2. So we had 2 classes last week. We are now in the second of this week, and then we've got 2 more next week. So they're on Tuesdays and Fridays. I have built this entire calendar through the end of the year, and it'll continue in next year. So I don't want to build it too far out because I never know where we're going with all this stuff. And even now, building it out till December, I'm like, I got to keep that vague because who knows? I mean, that's a long ways away. So I keep dates, I keep everything on the calendar so we know, but the topics may change as we get closer to the end of the year. Either way, we are in the middle of that certificate program right now. So you can't enroll in any of the classes that I'm currently teaching. However, certificate students also get access to what I call open enrollment or makeup classes for them. So if they missed a class and they need to take it for the certificate points and stuff, then they can take it again. It's included. And like I said, everything gets updated. So nothing is ever the same, especially 3 months later when I teach the same class. There's always something new to learn. So, students of the certificate program also get all of the open enrollment classes later on, which are basically like once a month in between the other semesters. So, keep you learning throughout, but just not as intense as the main four classes in the semester. So, I have those kind of all summer, and those are open to everybody. I'm gonna just say it right now because it's something that I have been working on, as I have been working on the whole consolidation and streamlining and everything, all the components within my business over the past 2 weeks, like really, really driving this home and building things. So I'm going to be reducing the price of those open enrollment classes going forward. So when I reopen the enrollment for open enrollment classes, they are no longer going to be 149 a piece. They're going to be $79 a piece because I want you to be able to come and I want you to be able to learn. So if you do want to just attend one class, and some of them are IBCEC certified if you approved for 1.52 credits. So if you need that, you just attend live for any of those other ones. But I'm going to be reducing the price on that because the economy sucks and I want more of you guys to be able to learn. So that's why. So after the semester and I open those classes for enrollment, you'll start to see that different price show up. Okay. Now, if you're like, "Well, wait a minute, I paid for the certificate and that is $6.99 per person per quarter, and if the, class is now $79 quarter per person," by the way, that's not a team rate, then where does that all balance out? In the app studio. I have been adding many, many apps to this, and when I say I make apps, I mean I make like apps using Gemini or Claude or something for something in my business or to help another designer that I know probably hasn't maybe done what I have already done and needs to do it in a different way, such as building out your brand voice guide that you can quickly like have this full conversation, really flesh it out, and then be able to take it to any of these models and train them on who you are, what you do, and who you serve, and then how you like to sound so that you're not constantly editing everything after. So I create little apps that, can help you walk through that process, especially if you're brand new and like don't know where to start. I also create things for like inspiration. And the thing with going to, Gemini or ChatGPT and just creating images is that you have to do one at a time. And who has time for that? So I don't typically go to those chats at all to create my images. I go to see like what's new and how other people are using them maybe. And then sometime for video, just because the credits you get included, but I make them. So I like basically create these apps and different programs, and then I will launch them with security. But if it's something that needs to just be like gated and it's something for like images or something, I make them in a way that everybody in my certificate program, and I'll talk about the daily after, everybody can come in and use them, and we can collectively improve them with features that professionals actually want. So these are not published in the app store. They're web-based apps. They come with the subscription because I have to pay for them. Like I have to pay the fees to the AI companies. But basically they solve the need to not have to learn how to use all of the tools inside of these prompts and then like figure out everything in between. I just basically take the AI and then put it in a nice pretty interface and then create like little apps that do specific things really well. So some people might call them agents. I call them apps that are powered by AI. Who cares? It's all the same thing. Agents are such an overused word, in my opinion, but so is an apps, but that's what they are. They literally will like take a fabric scrape the information off a website, grab the repeat, grab the fabric materials, grab whatever you need for that, and you can add your frame to it. Same thing, scrape it from a URL, meaning it pulls all the information, and then it applies the fabric to the frame. And then you can print it out as a lifestyle shot, something that's on a white background, drop it into a picture of a room that you already have. It's scaled, it's textured correctly, the seams typically line up well, and then you can print it as a PDF, like download for a PO order that has all the details on it. But I make them in a way that, yes, it's my branding, but if you're a member of mine, then you can typically customize the output. Some you can't, some you can, and add like your own logo to it, or totally customize it for you with whatever your output is. I'm not saving anything. I don't want your information. I don't want your portfolio. I don't want any of that. These are just apps for you to use. And I think that's the main difference as to what these big tech companies are doing, and even like apps that people are creating the same way that I am, honestly. They're just like have no business doing it because they're tech pros and not designers. And so they make these things and they're like, "Oh, I'm going to make this app for interior designers and I'm going to charge them all this money." And it's like, "Cool. I'm just going to make the same app as you and not do that." um or build it custom for them, which I'm doing a lot of right now. I build a lot of custom apps. Can't show them to you because I really respect my clients and the NDA, but that's what I do. That's literally why I'm sitting here most days unable to answer a mess because I'm sitting here building apps constantly and then testing and then like just back to the drawing board, all that stuff. So, with all that being said, I'm adding more and more apps. So I have to pay for those, because of the usage. And usage is just going to be going up. So for that reason, I am lowering, well, not for that reason, but I'm lowering the price of the classes that I offer online from like almost half. And I am factoring that into the fact that people are probably going to be using the AI App Studio more, which is more usage for me that I have to pay. Okay. So not profit. It's just simply I'm shifting and honestly kind of taking away from my profit if you look at it that way. But I truly believe that everybody should have access to tools as professionals that we collectively built or that you want to build and customize yourself. But I want us to have things that are not owned necessarily. Typically, it is their API, but that are not part of a big conglomeration or part of like, these big tech companies. Like, I just want us to be able to have the cutting edge in this industry, but do it in a way that protects human components and doesn't steamroll what we do, but works cohesively with our profession and just takes out the monotonous, silly, stupid shit that we have had to do for so long. Like, do you guys remember when we didn't have email? I mean, maybe I was just a kid and we did still have email, but like, I want to go back to that life. I freaking hate email. I cannot. Like, I just wanna live my life, and I don't want a notification every 5 seconds on my phone. Like, I actually don't have notifications on my phone, which is why I probably miss half my stuff because it's like, "Oh, well, when I will when I'm ready, I will read my text messages." That actually I do have a notification on for, but I don't text very often because I'm doing other things, and my attention is not on my phone necessarily. So when I do get on, I'm like, "Okay, let me just run through everything so I can get back to my life." Those things right there, that is what I need AI to help me with. The stuff that we have added to our plate to run a better business or whatever these tech companies have told us that we had to do in the way that they wanted us to do it for so long. I'm not subscribing to that anymore. I am taking your technology and I am rebuilding it in a way that serves me and my small business so that I can stand out and I can thrive and I can still hire humans to facilitate, but I can optimize the experience. And right now, I am trying to optimize my experience that I'm putting out there because, like I said in the beginning, it got convoluted and I am not happy with it. I am not at all. And I just haven't had the time to sit down to untangle it all. And there's nothing more frustrating than that. When you know you have to do something that is so important and you literally can see it but can't even get to it because there's so much stuff in front of you that has to happen first. So that's where I've been at, just running from one thing to the next. Like you should see, sometimes I'm doing last minute presentation updates when AI changes in car rides or airplanes when the Wi Fi works to the destination that I'm speaking at like that day. And the reason why is because AI changes. It literally just changes constantly. So if I teach something, I have to be the most up to date. Because of that, I am never still. I am never still. I am always doing, running, thinking about something. And I just want silence every once in a while. So I'm going to take a little bit of time this summer. We're going to go up to a camp on Lake Champlain that my grandfather built that is in our family. So um, I'm going to go do that in July. But before then, we're going to do some field day. So let me talk about that. So if you want to learn AI this summer, regardless of where you are with your journey, whether you have not started learning at all, you see maybe in your inbox that you use Gmail, maybe you've got like Gemini up there in that diamond in the quarter, or you use Microsoft and you see Copilot and you're like, I don't know, what does it do? And you just haven't even had time to like poke around. Now, I'm not going to be teaching Microsoft. That was a bad example. But everything else, that is what we're going to learn in field day this summer. Couple summers ago, I did summer camp and people loved it. It was over the course of a few different weeks. I think it's like a 5 week, once a week. We met on Fridays or something. We had very different times. Like this was 2 years ago that we were doing this during the summer. And so now everything is kind of like, I don't want to say plateaued, but gotten to a place where I can say, here are the core tools or topics that I want to teach and explain because I know that they are going to immediately help you. Okay, so what I've done is I have put together a 9 week field day. So it's not just one day, sorry. There's way too much to teach. Like I meet with people for an hour and their eyes are glazing over, and I'm like, yeah, we didn't even talk about anything. Like if you really want to learn, like you need a year with me. But we're gonna do it in 9 weeks this summer. So here's how it works because it's different than anything I've done or anything that I've really seen done before. Every Tuesday, starting June 2nd, so 2 weeks, and then we run through week 9 is July 28th. So somehow we conveniently miss like July 4th and all the other holidays are not really in these 2 months. So we start on Tuesday the second. And basically, how it's going to work is we start at 10 o'clock Eastern. I will basically be live streaming. So you'll get a link to see this. It is per person. Okay. So you have to be logged in. Like it has to be an individual thing. Okay. If you have a team, I have a team rate on there. But if you have a larger team that you want to include, feel free to message us. Okay. And I can get you an added discount on that too. But it is per person, and that's because it is interactive if you wanted to join and ask questions and chat live. So the whole first half from 10, let's see, 12 o'clock, about 12:20 when it ends. That is me every 20 minutes. I will live stream, um, and then I will be in chat for the 20 minutes to follow to answer any questions about what I just live streamed. Okay. So the first day, what we start out with is Claude. I'm going to basically say how to find Claude, sign up for it, and then how to download it. Okay. Because there's different ways you can download it, different downloads, like on different programs, do different things. There's, just a lot. So we do that from 10 to 10:20. And then for about 20 minutes, you can chat and ask me questions. Okay. So then at 10:40, we start with the second one. And everything is 20-minute increments. Okay. So at 10:40, then you can learn the dashboard. So I'm going to review the dashboard. I'm going to show how the interface works. I'm going to show how like memory works and where it doesn't. Settings that you can update right now. And then from there, you have a little try it thing. So every semester, I'm like, okay, start a conversation, like, and try it. And then you got 20 minutes and I'll be in the chat box. So if you've got questions, you can ask the questions right there. Again, with these being both live streamed and available after, you can watch this. You don't have to watch it live. You can do it later. I just will be available in the chat um, to answer any questions after I, show you what's up. Okay. So that's the first, we'll say the first 2 sessions, and each 20 minutes, 20 minute off, 20 minutes, 20 minutes to go implement. And then after that, we are going to start prompting. So, like, 3-part formula. What do you actually want to put in your prompt, like to start a conversation? Common mistakes, and then just like write a prompt. Like what can you implement right now? Okay. Then after that, you get your 20 minutes, ask me questions, implement, then we're back on at 12. This would be your first business use case. So identify one repeatable task that Claude can handle for you, and then we will show a full walkthrough use case from start to finish. So I'll kind of show you like, here's how I did this, and here's how I use this now. So you would pick a task that you want to do every week, and now you know how to start implementing that. So I have broken this down, okay? I typically do not go to this level of detail in my classes because, some it's hard. I've been doing this for a while now, and it's such an interesting topic because it's not like I'm teaching sales and it's not like I'm teaching design. I'm teaching something that's a moving target and has people from all different corners and experience levels trying to learn it and implement it. So I have people that can barely turn on a computer taking my classes and appreciate you. But I also have people that are like, I'm ready to build my own app in the same class. It's hard to be like, well, are you a beginner or are you not? Because everybody will give a different answer. And there's no like criteria. Like it's hard, okay? It's just hard to get everybody to be able to get the most value out of something. And that's what I always want. Like I over explain, I give so much information during my classes because I know that there's beginners, but I also know that there's people that have been with me for 3 years and have learned everything that I have taught them and are ready and capable of the next thing. So I have to meet people where they're at, and everybody can watch a recording later once you get those things. So even if a topic, you're starting out from square one, that's great. But then when you go back in, like a week, because don't wait too long to watch my classes, they will probably be expired by then you can go and you can actually implement the next thing when you're ready for it. So yeah, I give a lot of information and some people find that overwhelming, but I do it with intent because everybody needs to learn and get value out of it. And if that's not immediate for you right now, it will be in, a week once you start doing it. Okay. Um, So, with that being said, if you are somebody that like goes through this first day and you're like, okay, I need to ask some questions. I have 2 study halls after each class. Okay, so they end around 12:30. I think the first study hall, I have to check my notes, starts at 1. Um I have to double check though, but it's on here. And then it'll go for an hour. 16 seats in that only. Okay, so 16 people, and it's open forum. You can come and ask questions like about the topic that you just learned. Okay, this is not off topic stuff, but this is like, okay, I just cannot get my Claude set up. I cannot figure out how to prompt. Where did you go to do that? Come ask questions. This is limited seating and it is open floor. I am not teaching the same thing again, but I am there to have you pop in because the questions that you probably have are something that somebody else has because it's always on that same topic after the class that I taught. So I have kind of bundled together a couple of options. You can just attend the 9 weeks and all the live stream. You can chat with me after the live stream and ask questions. And that is 249 for 9 weeks total. Okay, 240. You can sign up for the bundle, which is all of the 9 plus 3 of the study halls. So if you're somebody that's like, I'm just starting out and I know that I'm going to have questions, like I already know, even if I watch all the classes, which please watch all the classes if you go to study hall. Don't just like come into study hall and be like, oh, what happened earlier? Like, no, you have to at least try. Okay. I can't waste everybody's time because you didn't watch things earlier that day. But I am more than happy to help you where you get stuck. Okay. It's when you don't try that really frustrates me. So you have to at least give it a try with the information that I provide. And then if you've got questions, or if you're walking into this like, I already kind of set this up, but I'm having issues here, and I know that I'm going to need a study hall for Canva, like Canva is going to be week 5. Then I would probably sign up for that study hall now or do the bundle so that you can get the 3 and then kind of choose which ones you want. And you can do it before as we get closer, or you can do it like that day if there's still seats open. Okay. Because it runs 2 different sessions after. Each of them are an hour. You can choose which one because I do cap them at 16 seats, just so that I can get to everybody that might have a question that they want to ask. Okay. So that's just added support. And there are like ways for you to just buy the $99 ticket after for just one of the study halls. Or if you know that you're going to want a few of them, maybe right off the bat, get that. I think it's like $397. And it includes the entire 9-week program, but also 3 study halls that you can drop into. So, and then I also have a bundle for like teams, and you can also do that too. It's included with a certain amount inside of your team sign up. Okay. So we also have to make it fun. So there's going to be some fun like prizes and ribbons just for showing up and trying things and sharing things and helping people. Because field day, I mean, my daughter's 9. She's about to have field day next week at the end of school. It was one of my favorite things. I love field day. And it's all about learning hands on and then having fun implementing, and especially with other people that you like in your industry, right? So that's basically what this was modeled after. Is just going to be 9 weeks because I have so much to teach you. But this starts at square one and then it ramps it up every single day. So whatever that topic is, we start with the basics and then we go from there. So there is something for everybody. And there's also take homes for you too, so that you can continue outside of what you learned in that class to keep learning. All right. So that's field day. Starts on June 2nd. I hope that you join me because, I mean, why wouldn't you? If you want to learn AI this summer, like this is the program. This is it. Okay. So I will leave all the links for that. And yeah, I am going to Chatham next week for the luxury home summit. And let's see, what else do I have to say about that? I think I have it on my calendar. If you're going to be there, I would love to see you. And then I will be teaching a certificate week 3 and 4 classes. One of them is with Robin, who talked about SEO and AI SEO on a recent podcast with me here, but she will be teaching for certificate members. So if you are not enrolled in that certificate program, sorry, it's a little bit too late now, but I will definitely try and have her back for an open enrollment class later on in the year. Okay, so stay tuned for that. But in the end, today I just want to say thank you for anybody that may feel a little frustrated with the way that my site is currently set up. I too am extremely frustrated and untangling all the wires, as I mentioned in the beginning, and have some really beautiful solutions and a whole new website I've been rebuilding, so that it is highly interactive, really future forward, I think, for like what's coming when it comes to websites and how we want to actually engage with them. So I'm hoping that that's going to be out next week with all this stuff. But I everything takes 10 times longer than you ever think it is. Everything. So I'm working on it and it's coming, but I'm excited about it. And also, I'm excited to spend the summer not chained to my computer. Hopefully, hopefully that's my goal. All right. Thank you guys for listening, and I will see you next time. So have a great day. Bye.
Thanks for listening to today's episode of the AI for Interior Designers podcast. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and tune in next week for more AI tips for your design business. See you next time.